Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to my channel. My name is Katsi. This is a metaphysical wolf. Today is the day I am making. I will rejoice and be glad in it. Today is the day you are making. You will rejoice and be glad in it. Today I want to talk about the power within. When I started this channel, I was talking about how I was able to build a six-figure business in Haiti. And if I could do it in Haiti, you being here, I'm assuming that you are in the better parts of the world, then you can make it. If I could make it in Haiti, you could make it anywhere. And that's been my motto really since I moved back here to the United States. But I think for a lot of us, we don't make it to the other side because we believe that we have to rely on external factors. You don't. All you really need is to go within, focus within, and build from there. Everything that you're going to achieve in this life has to come first from you. If I needed to make money, if I'm going to build a business, it comes from me first. And the belief that it can work. A lot of us, we suffer with lack of belief, lack of confidence. I went to Haiti. I wanted to work in education, and I built a successful business in education without having a degree in education. I saw a need for a solution. If you start looking at life with that perception, you can change your life. You can change the lives of the people that are around you. Your problems are going to exist, but your perception of them is what makes a big difference. Looking at them through the lens of solutions is going to change your life. So that was my approach, really. I decided to put on glasses that were meant to solve problems. And I think it is what manifestation is really, at the end of the day. It's really changing the lens through which you look at things. It is changing your perception. It is having a different heart. It is having a different mind about things. It is taking a different approach or taking a different route in order to achieve a different result. So we have been brought up through the lens of our parents, the people that have been there before us, who have probably never had anyone to tell them that if you change your mind, you can change your life, right? If you change your perception, you can change your reality. They pass on to you whatever they've learned, which is that money doesn't grow on trees, everything is hard, life is hard, money doesn't come easily. But when you grew up with a different set of values, rich people, they have a different language, they have a different perception, they have a different approach, they take different routes, they're not afraid to risk because this is what they've learned throughout their life. So it's built in their nervous system to take risks, to look at things, from the perception of a problem solver. Not only a problem solver, but a successful engineer of solution, like an engineer of solution. So that is why a lot of people talk about nervous system regulation. I think it's mostly about nervous system transformation, transforming your nervous system. How do you do that? It is not something that happens, with a magic wand. It takes a bit of work, and how do we do it? We find that in science that your brain waves will help you program or reprogram your subconscious or your nervous system. It's the easiest way for any information to be filtered through your subconscious, through your mind, and goes into your subconscious mind, and it gets attached to that, right? So when kids are little, they teach them about self-confidence, self-esteem, and stuff like that. So their brain is always constantly at a theta brain wave, so it gets ingrained in their subconscious mind and built in their nervous system. So once it's built in their nervous system, they grow up with that belief. So it is very easy for them. It is almost like second nature for them. It is their natural state. So it's easy for children, that have been brought up in such an environment where they get encouraged, they get told that they're beautiful, they get told that they can do anything. They really go out in life and can become anything that they desire to be. So it is not woo-woo, it is not my own saying. The most successful people, they really come from that solid background where they have that structure and they grow up to be anything. Like somebody like Elon Musk, if you look at whose parents, his parents, you understand why he is who he is. Maybe you don't like that example. If you look at somebody like Tiger Woods, they put a golf club in his hands at 3 years old. So do you think it's luck? It's not luck, right? It's preparation. So this is somebody who's been playing golf since he was a child. He was a toddler. So it is ingrained in his system. It is built in his subconscious, and then he naturally adopts that role. So we cannot think that we're going to transform your life within the click of your fingers. It takes a bit of work, and you should not be afraid of that. And I find that a lot of people here in this part of the world, and especially in America, are afraid of hard work. You shouldn't be afraid of hard work. Hard work, it is not necessarily to forget yourself, but rather to work with yourself, wanting to be something other than what you've used to. You go to the gym, you work hard in order to build the body that you want. You work hard because you know what you want to achieve. It takes a bit of work. And of course, the most important thing is your belief system. You have to believe that whatever you're doing is possible, is feasible, is achievable. And who only can do it? You. You have to transform your nervous system, where you literally every day you tell yourself the things that you desire to become. You could do it by looking at yourself in a mirror. I've done this for a period of time. I don't recall exactly. I would look at myself in the mirror and say, I'm going to make $25,000 this month. I trained myself to believe that it was possible. And once you train yourself to believe that it's possible, your IRS will start looking for avenues where you can generate that money, whether it's posting videos on YouTube, whether it's starting a business at home. Your brain will want to find the possibilities, and this is how you train or transform your nervous system. But most importantly, this is how you achieve your desires and you change your reality, the trajectory of your reality. Now, what happens in real life? You're gonna encounter resistance, and I've made a video about resistance. A plane has to go against the wind in order for it to take off. You will meet resistance, and it is okay to meet resistance. It only makes you stronger. It helps you determine what works and what does not work for you. That doesn't mean that you have to stop. You put on a dress, you put on an address in your GPS to go to your destination. You might find detours because they're working on the road. Does that mean that you have to go back home or stay where you are? No, you find a detour and so that you can get to your destination. This is the approach when it comes to nervous system transformation. You don't stop, you keep going. The key is to put yourself in a theta brainwave state, and you repeat to yourself. That's why some people believe in robotic affirmations. You don't have to robotically affirm, but you can. You do it while you're looking at yourself in the mirror, that today is the day that I'm going to make it. I will rejoice and be glad in it. Today is the day that I'm going to find a way to make 10K this month. Today is the day that I will get a result, an answer from this job that I applied. If you start looking at things in the way that you want to see them, then they will have no choice to present themselves to you. That's why people say that the 3D doesn't exist. It only exists in your mind, because everything is created within your mind first. Once you build that story in your head, in your mind, you keep running that story on a loop. Okay, you don't have to repeat it. You can loop it inside of your head, inside of your heart. You can say those things. I'm going to find a way to make $10,000 this month. I'm going to find a way to make $10,000 this month. You say it in your head, right? Or you start projecting it within your mind. You think about it. You're like, you could say this, right? I've done this. I'm like, universe, show me how to make $10,000 this month. Show me the best possible way to make $10,000 this month. Universe, show me the easiest and effortless way to make $10,000 this month. And it will show up, because the reticular activating system that is in your brain will condition you and position you to find the ways in order for you to make that 10K. This is why declaring something works so well. For some people, it doesn't work by just simply declaring it one time. Some people, they do it and it's done easily, instantly. That's fine. But some people, they have to keep repeating it because their nervous system has not been trained to believe in the certain things that they say or the certain things that they want to do. You gotta train yourself every day to believe in what you say or in what you want to do. If you say that today I'm going to run 5 miles, your body might not want to believe it because you're like, I'm not used to it. Your body's saying that, but we're not used to running 5 miles. What are you talking about? Your knee's going to hurt, right? So what you're going to do is you're going to start with walking. You're training your body and you're training your nervous system to believe in what you're saying and to believe that it's achievable. So that's how you do it. You don't punish yourself because you walked only 2 miles. You go back the next day, you do 2.5 miles. You go back the following day, you do 3. Or maybe the following week or the following month. Doesn't matter because it's you and you. It's you versus you. And there's nobody else in your reality but you. When they say that you are the God of your reality, it doesn't mean that you're going around and growing trees, with the magic wand. It doesn't mean that. It means your reality. It means your life. It is about controlling who comes into your life, who what experience that you want to live on a daily basis, things like that. That's what it really means. Once you train yourself, your nervous system gets transformed. And once your nervous system is transformed, then your reality starts becoming totally different. It is a magical thing. It just takes a little bit of training. But I guarantee you, it is very possible. I've done it in a place that offered nothing. Honestly, nothing. I had to build everything with my hand. So if you're here, you can make anything happen. Be bold, be audacious. Do not listen to people. And you know what's so interesting? Your nervous system is so trained to having, resistance that you're going to start meeting resistance everywhere. Even somebody that you're dating will become a resisting force because your nervous system is so trained in that it will find those people for you. The RAS, again, will find those people for you, those experiences for you. Because your nervous system is going to lead you into places that you are used to. In Psalm 23, and I like to say this, whether you want to believe it or not, I like to say that in Psalm 23, it says, the Lord is my shepherd, right? And he will take me to green pastures. I like to believe that it is our nervous system. It is our spirit. It is our higher self that leads us to green pastures, right? So once you train that Lord within yourself, right, it will start taking you to the green pastures indeed. And it stays with you until your final days. Read Psalm 23 and think of it as your nervous system, and think of it as your higher self, and think of it as your spirit that is guiding you, which is the Spirit of God, if you will. The Lord is my shepherd. My spirit is my shepherd. My nervous system is my shepherd. My higher self is my shepherd, right? And once you learn how to train your nervous system, you learn how to transform your nervous system, it will start taking you to green pastures. It will start taking you to the right places, right? So if you don't learn those things early on in life, you have a nervous system that leads you to the wrong places, to the wrong people. You start meeting the same people all over again in different forms and different faces. Why? Because this is how your spirit has been leading you. Unfortunately, it's not your fault. But once you learn that, you start understanding, I am the creator of my reality. Me and the Lord, we are engineering all of this that I am experiencing. Okay? So understand that by transforming your nervous system, you can transform your life. I don't like when people say you don't have to do nervous system regulation and stuff like that. Whatever works for you, good for you. But for some people who have been in environments that were stressful, they need that bit of training. It's like going to the gym and working on a muscle. You will need a bit of training. You will need a bit of discipline. You will need a type of diet, whether it's mental, whether it's, actual nutritional diet, right? So understand that through Psalm 23, please read it with the notion that it is your higher self, your spirit, or your nervous system that is leading you throughout life in reality. There's no other reality besides the one you decide to create within your hands, with your mind, with your mouth, with your actions. Once you get that unlocked, your reality can start transforming today. I hope this resonates with you. Once again, my name is Katsi. Today is the day I am making. I will rejoice and be glad in it. Today is the day you are making. You will rejoice and be glad in it. God bless.